Is the risk worth the reward?
When you look at, he's a poor man, Terence Crawford. That's the point.
You'd be like, well, that's the best fighter ever. And at that moment in time, it looked like that might be the best fighter I ever saw.
Terence Crawford completely dismantled the face of boxing, Canelo Alvarez. Not just a win, but a domination. At 38, with a perfect record and a bank account overflowing with Canelo money, the world is asking, what's left for him to do? As fans anticipate an almost certain retirement, two very different challenges have suddenly surfaced. One is a predictable payday-seeking call-out from a former champion, and the other is a shocking, almost nonsensical demand from boxing's most controversial analyst, Max Kellerman, that could define Crawford's final chapter. Just days after Crawford's historic victory, Kellerman appeared on his show, Inside the Ring, and made a stunning declaration. He demanded Crawford fight the most dangerous and proven monster in boxing, Jaron Ennis, and not just fight him right now.
But if he does all that stuff, and eventually blows himself up into the position where it makes sense for Crawford to fight him, at that point, Crawford is 40 years old.
I'm about to say that.
And Boots is in his prime. So let me tell you something wild right now. I think Crawford should fight him right now if he's ever going to fight him. If he wants to, if Crawford has it in his mind to fight Boots, you might as well do it now.
Kellerman justified this bizarre call with a strange historical analogy. He argued that Crawford should follow Floyd Mayweather's playbook, referencing how Floyd fought a young, undefeated Canelo Alvarez. Kellerman claimed that a truly great fighter gets the big fights when both are in their prime, before one gets old.
What did Floyd Mayweather do with Canelo Alvarez? Now Canelo was already an enormous draw, and that's the difference. But he didn't wait till he got super old, and Canelo entered his prime. He got him right then.
But the entire boxing world saw the massive flaw in his logic. Kellerman's co-panelist, Mike Coppinger, quickly fired back, exposing the argument as a terrible business move. He asked, simply, is the risk worth the reward?
But are we talking business right now? Because if you're Boots, right? And I guess the thing for Canelo is, Floyd made some good money there. Canelo had a nice following. Is there a super big following for Boots outside of just the boxing world?
That's what Max is saying. The market is not that big.
I know, but what I'm saying is like, so the money was like, if I'm Crawford, would I jump out there and fight? Because Boots ain't no easy fight. Is the risk worth the reward?
On live TV, Kellerman was forced to admit the answer was a clear no.
The answer right now is no.
I think Boots is probably a little bit bigger than we're giving him credit for commercially, especially after this performance. And I think if you fight Crawford, it would rise to a level. After Crawford's win over Canelo on Netflix, I think people do want to see this fight. Is it a mega fight? Maybe not, but I do think it's a very commercially viable fight.
The Mayweather-Canelo comparison was flawed from the start. Floyd fought Canelo when Canelo was already a massive draw and pay-per-view star, bringing his own fan base. Boots Ennis, while a dangerous knockout artist, has almost zero commercial appeal outside hardcore boxing fans. He struggles to sell tickets even in his hometown. For Crawford, a fight against Ennis is the epitome of risk without reward, a dangerous young contender with no legacy boost and minimal pay-per-view upside.
That who they are cancels out each other as far as height. You know, they both switch hitters, lift, and everything. All of that cancels out each other. So they are literally the same people pretty much. The only difference is Crawford done been in a big stage against big fighters so many times. And also with age, he didn't beat up his body. So his age is actually good. He got the grown man strength. He not just grown man strength, but he built on top of that. Like look at him at 135. He was a little scrawny dude. He wasn't a big dude. Now look at him. He ripped up everything. He's strong. So I feel like he got everything, all the experience, all the knowledge. So I got to go with Crawford.
This outrageous take from Kellerman is becoming the new norm. Recently, he sparked a bizarre clash with Canelo himself during a press conference. Kellerman grabbed the mic and went off on a tangent about how boxing isn't as popular anymore, while praising Dana White and the UFC. Canelo had to cut him off, visibly irritated, saying, "Hey, Max, boxing is always big."
Boxing's not as popular as it used to be anymore, right? UFC is really popular. That's because of Dana White. He built something like the NBA. Stop now, because he's about to do it for boxing again. For boxing now. You want an NBA or an NFL in boxing? Here it comes. Because he knows how to build an institution. And how do you do that?
Hey Max. Boxing is always bigger and big. Don't say boxing is not big. enough. Boxing is big. You know how big is boxing.
Should it get bigger, yes or no? Should it get bigger, Canelo?
Maybe it's gonna be bigger, but look, boxing is always big and big and bigger and bigger and bigger. We need to talk.
This pattern of reckless behavior, combined with his often illogical debates with legends like Roy Jones Jr., paints a clear picture. Kellerman isn't just an analyst anymore. He's a controversialist craving headlines by making shocking, indefensible arguments.
Roy, because of that, throughout a lot of your career, your marketability suffered because no one could put you in a fight, right? No one really ever came close to putting you in a fight. That's kind of happened to Bud so far. Is he therefore prepared for a fight like Canelo, giving up or having to jump up 2 more weight classes and fight a guy who might put him in a dogfight, a real one, for the first time in his career?
When we get put in that position, we go find opposition to make that happen. You understand me? So when we go looking for the opposition, we're not concerned about how big they are, how fast they are, how strong they are. We feel like we got enough that we can bring to the table with anybody. That night I fought Jaron Reese, I didn't care who was over there. Whoever they brought out that locker room was gonna get it. You understand me? That's just what it was. And I think Bud kind of has that feeling. Now, Bud, you gotta remember, has been around for a long time. Nobody called him out. You understand me? All the time Floyd came at the boxing floor, never said I want Bud Crawford.
No one ever said his name.
Hey, all I know is one thing. Israel Mazarmov, he didn't get it. He barely lost.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, but nobody called his name. You understand where I'm coming from? So when you know a guy's that formidable and that people are ducking or don't want to see him, he's a problem.
Meanwhile, a different challenger quietly emerged. Canelo's former rival, Jermall Charlo, who moved up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo last year, has begun campaigning for a fight with Crawford. Charlo claims that a bout between him and Crawford would be the best fight of today's era, asserting there's no other fight that matches its significance.
If they gave me an offer for Crawford, and me and Crawford, I talked to him one time. I'm excited. I'm so. It'll be an honor to get in the ring with him, not just today, just because of what he done as becoming undisputed. He completed something that I didn't complete, and so being in the ring with Crawford would be amazing. I give him the best fight of today's era. I don't think that there's no other fight out there in the boxing world for Crawford to make right now. The best fight really would be me. The best fight with Boots is me. The best fight with Crawford is me. Obviously, nothing else that anybody else could. Errol and Virgil and the winner of them. But I really don't see nobody else. What y'all want me to do in the game?
When you look at Boots, he's a poor man Terence Crawford. That's the point. He's almost looking in the mirror. Like I said, Muhammad Ali and Larry Holmes. Muhammad Ali was looking at Larry. Larry just all the moves that Muhammad Ali is, even how he talks, how he stands, how he jabs, how he works. He's a poor man's Muhammad Ali, but Muhammad Ali was too old, had Parkinson's, stuff like that. Then Larry Holmes takes him out. If you look at Boots Ennis is a great athlete. Boots Ennis is very strong. Boots Ennis is very big for the weight class that he fights at. He's very fast. He got a very high IQ. He's very slick. He's very tough. He can walk you down, knock you out. Boots Ennis is also a switch hitter. Boots Ennis prepared Canelo for Bud. Boots Ennis was the perfect guy for Canelo to get because of those reasons. If you see those guys, even aesthetically, when they stare each other down, you're going to be ready to shit yourself. Because the thing about Boots Ennis, he's a problem for everybody.